welcome to the replay. Be getting started in just a second. Just checking to make sure that my feed is going live and that you all can see and hear me as always. Let's see what we've got going on here. Looks like we are live. Okay, I'm just going to give it just a minute, switch my screen over so that I can say hello to you. Happy July. My gosh, happy Friday. Always, people are always in a better mood on Fridays, aren't they? Hope you have some good plans going for this weekend. So far, the only thing we have planned is tonight my husband's band is playing in a local pub, so I'll be going there tonight to listen to the band. And other than that, not too much going on at this point. So if you are just coming in, if you would just say hello so that I know you're watching and can hear my voice, I would much appreciate that. Just say hello, I can hear you. We will be almost ready to go. Okay, sorry for looking to the side here. I'm just watching my computer as well as my monitor to see if the comments are coming through, which I don't see any yet. So I'm just going to give it a minute or two to see who's joining us today. You know, this morning I posted a question on my business page, My Sister's House, asking when the best time for me to go live was for you. And if you could just let me know about that. I'm trying to find the best time when people aren't either at work. I know some people look at Facebook while they're at work. And some people prefer nights or evenings. So if you could just, you know, let me know what time of the day is best for you to see my lives, that would help me to be able to reach you guys when you are active. Hello, Beth LaGrange. Thank you so much. Okay, she can hear me. So let me just make sure my comments are on. There we go. How are you today, Beth? Thanks for joining me. Let me get my things all set up here. There we go. There. And I don't know why I struggle with this so much. Okay, look at this. I'm so sorry. I'm really trying to figure all this out too. There we go. So now you can see both my face and my project, which is my ultimate goal when I go live. So today we're going to be working with one of my favorite transfers ever. And it actually, this transfer, the vintage truck, is kind of what made me decide I wanted to be a designer. I absolutely loved the design of it and how versatile it is. And I said, okay, if I can get that vintage truck, I'll teach other people how to use it. So what I've been doing in the last few months, actually since I believe January or February, I started something called a Vintage Truck Club. And what we do, sorry, hold on, somebody's messaging me a quick question here. Watch the sink. Watch the sink map. Okay, sorry, I get distracted easily. So what we did is we chalked the truck and we sealed it so that it's permanent. And I can go into that another day about how we did it. But essentially we tape off the finished truck with painter's tape. Gotta love that stuff. And I also masked off the back of the chalkboard and we sprayed a couple light coats of a matte, like a Krylon sealer. It comes in a spray can. You can get it at any hardware store. And what that does is it allows you to get this wet without the chalk washing off, and you can redesign it whenever you want to. So this has been holding up beautifully. I'm excited the way that my truck club people have reacted to it. And today what I'd like to do is to redesign this morning. I washed off the fireworks and the Happy 4th of July title that I had on it. It was really, really cute, but it's time for a change, right? Okay, I'm just gonna, sorry. I have a new designer that's asking me questions, and I hate to ignore her because she's in the middle of a project. Okay, so I'm going to show you first of all what the vintage truck transfer looks like if you haven't seen it before. This is called a B-size transfer. It is just, our transfers are all titled by size, and this is the B size. So there's one that's a little bit smaller, and there are a couple that are bigger. So this one, you can see there's a cutting line on it, and what you would do is cut this apart, and you would chalk the first layer of the truck, let it dry, and then you'd go over it with the next layer, which is the detail part of the truck. One of the things I love to, or I don't love to, but I usually remind people that when you're doing the vintage truck top layer, sometimes you have to do it twice. For some reason, the lines are very thin and it doesn't come out crisp. So I will usually do the second layer, let it dry, and then do it all over again. So that is how the vintage truck is created. Now, if you want the plaid body like mine is, you'll want something called the Winter Add-on Collection, which I don't have right in front of me right now, but it's a set that has Christmas trees and skis and snowboards and all kinds of wintry things that you can use to fill the back of your truck with. So today what I'd like to do is to, they're so funny, is to fill this vintage truck with some new things, and I'm going to do it a little bit differently than I normally do. I'm going to make sure, see if I can let you see this transfer right here. This is a great time for me to lose my voice, isn't it? So if you can see this, this is the very large summer add-on, and these are the accessories that go with our vintage truck for the summer. So you'll see that we have the fireworks, we have what are those called? I want to call them skateboards, and they're not. They're surfboards. Thank you. A beach ball. We've got titles. We've got crates for the fireworks. Over here we've got a canoe and fishing poles. All kind of like summery things that you can add to your vintage truck in the summer. And we have used quite a few of these, and I think the only one left with my truck club is the surfboards and the beach ball. And I think they're darling. They're absolutely adorable, but I wanted to do something just a little bit different. You love the add-ons. I do too. Oh my gosh. I've used them to death. So we're going to do it a little bit differently this time. I got this idea from another designer, and I thought it was absolutely adorable. This transfer is called Beach Day, and it is another B-size transfer for $14.99 for this size. And it's got 12 different cut-apart designs that you can use on so many different things. So you've got the sun, please, let's sail away. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. It is French, and there's an anchor attached. Beach Day, hang loose, go, 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 little Vespa scooter. Less Monday, more summer, Wanderlust, USA. We've got a hibiscus, tropical vibes, and vacay. So what I'm going to do with this, and there are so many different ways that you can use these little things like mugs and glasses and water bottles and t-shirts, so many different ways you can use this. But I'm going to fill the back of the truck with the sailboat, the sand castle, what else was I going to use on there? The beach ball. I might use the beach ball from that other set, and also the palm trees. So we're going to have some fun doing, filling this with all kinds of different things. I am going to have to step aside to get my beach ball in a minute. And I'm also going to be using a transfer from Hello Summer. And this was a Club Couture transfer that was released for the month of May, I believe. Oh, I might be wrong. But anyway, I'll talk to you a little bit more about Club Couture later on, but be sure to check out that club because it's a really fun thing to do. So I am going to start, I'm going to teach you actually a new technique that you may not have seen me do before, and it's called Hot Mess. Hey you guys, if you are just popping in, be sure to say hello. This is the first time that you are visiting me. Be sure to write the word first in the comments so that I can spoil you and say hello like crazy. So I'm going to move this up just a little bit so you can see the lines that run through the transfer, and those are your cutting lines. If you are not a perfect cutter, fear not, it does not matter, because those are just kind of, a guideline. You don't have to be perfectly on the line with these. So let me get that. I need a castle. I need, what was the other one? the sailboat. Okay, so I'm cutting this in a few different pieces. And what I'll do with the rest of them is put them right back in the little bag they came in so that I know where they are before I lose them. So let me grab this. Hello, Corinne. Nice to see you. Glad you could stop by. All right, I'm just going to put this aside because I just tend to lose everything. Do you guys do that? This makes me want to like have Beach Boy music playing today, so. I didn't need this one, did I? I put the wrong one. What was the other one I wanted? Oh, that's just an extra one, I guess. Okay, that goes back in the bag too. All right, back in the bag. Off you go. All right, and I'm going to have this one. So I'm going to be using from transfers from a few different sets. And really what is wonderful about this is you can mix and match our sets together to get totally different looks. It's really, really cool. So let me grab my my beach transfer here on the side. I can see it. Just gotta get at it. Be right back. This is a really big bag of stuff, so it's going to take me just a second. Bear with me. Almost done. I just saw it. No, I don't. Almost there. I think. What is it? Oh, now I got it. Got it. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so here's the part with the beach ball on it, so that's what I was looking for. So I could use the Bayside Surf on there, I suppose. I don't know, what do you guys think? Bayside Surf Company or Hello Summer? What do you think I should use? I'm going to take your advice on this, you guys, so give me a hand. All right, so before we even get started with our chalk, I'm going to write on the back of each of these transfers. I'm going to write beachy on this one, my initials, and then my initials on the front. And I'm going to write sailboat on the back of this one. And my initials. There really is a good reason to do this, and I'll tell you that in just a minute because I can't write and talk at the same time. Castle. And this one I'm going to write surfboards. And my initial. And now the reason that I write on the front and the back of my transfers. So first of all, when you remove your transfer from the carrier sheet, which is the white sheet behind it, one side of it is super shiny. It's kind of like the paper that you feel on the back of a sticker sheet. And you want to always attach your transfer back to that side rather than this side, because this side is a little bit dull. And if you attach your transfer to the dull side of it, it's a little bit hard to get off. Sometimes it's really, really hard. So writing on the back of it reminds you to always put the carrier sheet back on the shiny side. The other reason is because if you're working with a whole bunch of transfers like I have in front of me right now, there's a chance that, you know, these look like they're the same size, but you want them to fit perfectly back on the carrier sheets because our transfers are reusable. You can use these over and over and over again, and you want to be sure you have them on the correct carrier sheet. The other reason is that I put my initials on there especially is if you're working with a group of people and your transfers are all mixed up and you don't know whose is whose, that really helps, especially if somebody's transfer gets lost or they crunch it in a ball or whatever it is. You want to be sure that you're getting your transfers back. So I'm still waiting on you guys to let me know if you think I should use the Bayside Surf or if I should use Hello Summer on this one. So please let me know what you think. I'm going to start with the sandcastle first. To remove your transfers from the carrier sheet, I usually tell people just kind of roll your thumb along the edge just like that and it comes up pretty easily. I'm going to put that aside. So I'm going to hold this up so you can see what our transfers look like up close. There's a very thin screen that runs through the whole design, which gives you a lot more detail than you ever would with a stencil. So that is a really nice feature to understand about our transfers, the difference between a transfer and a stencil. So the back side of it, like I said, is super sticky, kind of like a sticker, but not 100% sticky. Sometimes they're really, really, really sticky, and you want to do something that we call fuzzing. And what that is you're laying them on top of a terry cloth or a towel, a t-shirt, your jeans, whatever it is, and you're just kind of rubbing your transfer on it to pick up a little bit of the fibers beneath it. And what that does is it kind of softens the stickiness so that it isn't sticking too tight to your transfer. That's really important when it comes to doing layered projects, and I'll show you a little bit more about that in a little bit. So this sheet happens to be not super sticky, so I'm not going to worry too much about making sure that it's fuzzed really, really well. So I'm going to lay this on top of my truck back here, and I know that I don't want the words beach day to show up. Let's see if I can zoom in on that a little bit for you. You can see a little better. Is that better? Maybe if I move it this way a smidge. Try not to knock my computer down. Okay. All right, so let me switch this and pop that back on. Oh, now I really messed it up, huh? Okay, there we go. This should work. Okay. Is that a little bit better? Can you see it well? All right. So, knowing myself, I am not the neatest chalker, painter, scrapbooker, cook, anything like that. I'm kind of messy. So I'm just going to use a little bit of painter's tape to cover the words beach day, because I know myself and I will put chalk paste all over those too, and I don't really want to. So I'm just going to cover them up so that I don't have to worry about that. All right, so with the sand castle, I'm going to use two different colors. Making sure I don't knock that off. And I'm going to be using, this one is called Fawn. It is kind of a light beige color. And I'm also going to be using a little bit of not shiver, but shimmer gold. So I'm going to open these up and give them a good stir before we get started. And I'll show you how to do that hot mess technique. If you are just arriving, please say hello, hello, hello. That in there. If you're interested in looking on my website, I just popped that out there for you so you can see. So this one looks, I can already tell it looks a little bit thick. So if your chalk paste is thick like mine is, my goodness, this one really needs a drink. All you need to do is give it a couple drops of water. I'm going to use this little sprayer and give that a little drink and stir that up. I'm only going to be using a little bit of this, so I'm not going to really fuss with the whole jar, but I'm going to make sure that the center is nice and smooth. That looks pretty good. I'm just giving it a stir like that. And let me get rid of that. Oops. Nope, sorry. All right, so you can see that. You can see my whole project as I'm working with it. Okay, so this one I'm going to give another stir too. This is the Shimmer Gold. Really love using this. It's got a slightly different texture. It's a little bit sort of silky feeling, I guess. All right, so this is the hot mess technique. Hello, Miss Angela. Thanks for joining us. So what I'm going to do with this one, and normally I would just dip my squeegee into the paste, smooth it all over, peel it up. Easy peasy, right? So for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of paste on my stirring stick and just kind of dab it all around on my castle, my sand castle. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of that gold, and I'm also going to dab that on. I'm trying not to touch the colors to each other because I don't want to contaminate it, because I'm going to put this stir stick back in the jar. So you don't need a lot, just enough so that you can spread it all over your design. And that looks pretty good just like that. And I'm going to take my squeegee and just drag that chalk paste right across the whole open area of the design. So I'm kind of hoping this looks like a little bit of a wet castle. Now the chocolate paste that I'm removing, and you know that you remove all of the excess paste normally and put it back in the jar. I don't want to do that this time because that will contaminate the colors. So you want to keep your colors as pure as you can. So I'm just going to wash this off on a paper towel and peel my design up. See how that looks. That is pretty darn cute. Pretty cute. I think I'm going to kind of wipe that corner off right there though. I'm just going to spray this a little bit. It just looks a little funny right here. I'm going to clean that up a little bit with my Q-tip. Because it looks, I don't know, that little curve looked a little funny. All right, we have a castle. Da-da-da. Okay. So, I should have brought my dryer out with me, which I did not do. I'm going to go grab that. Be right back. Okay, hopefully I found everything that I need for this demonstration now. Angela's on her lunch break. Wow, nice to see you. Thank you for dropping in. Yeah, I feel like as organized as I try to be getting ready for these things, there's always something that I don't have with me or really should have brought with me. So I'm just going to cover up these jars before I give that a nice little dry with my hair dryer. And cover them. You want to keep your jars covered as much as you can because they dry out, and that's why sometimes they get thick if you're not paying attention. So you want to keep those covers on if you can. I'm going to use these again maybe, but I'll keep them there for now. So you're going to hear my dryer for just a couple of seconds while I dry the castle, and then we can do the next layer. My transfers are going to blow off the table. Okay, that feels good. I could let that air dry. It would just take a few minutes, but I don't want to take up any more of your time than you want me to, so I'm going to dry it like that a little bit. All right, the next part that I'm going to do is the beach ball. And I'm going to be using this one, which is from the summer add-on piece. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm only going to use the beach ball part of this, not the surfboards. So I'm going to pop this right. I think I'm going to layer that sandcastle just a little bit. And I'm in a situation again where I don't need that surfboard. I don't want to put those on this design, but I could have, right? So what I'm going to do is take my masking tape again. So you guys, be sure that you let me know what is the best time for me to go live for you to watch me, because I don't know, sometimes I have a bunch of viewers, other times I hardly have any, and I like company when I'm talking. So let me know when the best time is for you to watch lives. Some people like do it while they're having their coffee in the morning. Other people want to do it after dinner. You know, it's up to you. I'm just really curious about when's the best time for you. So the beach ball, I think I'm gonna do in, I don't know, what do you think? Red, green, and blue. What do you think about that? Red, green, and blue. And I'm just going to need a tiny little bit of each of those. Or should I do it in white? You guys, you got to help me. Maybe I'll do red, green, and white. I think I'll do that. We're still trying to decide on that title, y'all, you know. Put that out there again, just in case you're joining us. Bayside Surf Company, Surf's Up, or Hello Summer. What do you think I should use for a title on here? So let me get my stirring sticks and give this a little swirl. I think I used these yesterday, so they're still pretty well stirred. That one looks good. green. I only need a tiny little bit of this, so I'm not going to worry too much about stirring up the whole jar. The red is super loose, so that is perfect. Okay, so I need 3 little squeegees, and we all will be ready to roll. So, okay, so I'm going to show you these squeegees that I have here. We have some that are this size. These are our mini squeegees, but we also have some of these that we don't have them, but I have them because I've cut these into very thin pieces so that I could work tight little detail areas like this. So that is my plan. I'm going to do that. So I think I'm going to do the green here, the white here, and the red there. Sound like a plan? Hello, Summer. You're voting for that one? Awesome. I love that one. Okay, doing my best here. This is tricky. Okay. So there's the green. I'm going to work pretty quickly so I can get these all done before they dry. I'm going to go around here with that. And you know that any excess that you have goes right back in the jar. You just scrape it right off. And then the white, and a little bit more white, I think. We are almost done. Okay. All right, we're good. Good to go. Abracadabra, peel and reveal. Okay. Looks like a little Italian beach ball. And I'm going to give that a quick dry with my dryer. I'm holding my hand in front of it just so that I don't blow everything off the table. Almost done. That ought to do it. Okay, next I'm going to go in with the sailboat. Cover these up. And my plan is to do a gold body on the sailboat and a white and a blue sail, I think. And hello, Summer. All right, I'm just wiping off these little tiny squeegees again because there's a little bit of detail on this one as well. So cute. I'm not sure I'm 100% happy with my beach ball. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I change it? Should I leave it? Well, let's leave it. What the heck? All right, so here we go with the Let's Sail Away. And again, I've not been fuzzing these because they're not very sticky, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to overlap that beach ball a bit. Maybe that'll cover up the area that kind of bothers me. So I'm just going to rub that down, make sure there are no bumps, bubbles, or folds in my sailboat. And once again, I've got words that go across this one. I'm going to cover those up with the tape if I can find it. There it is. I'm just going to cover that up with the tape so that I don't run into it. Even if I did, I could just wipe it right off because it's on the edge. But I'm going to cover that up so that I don't have to think about it. Okay. So I think I'm going to work the sails first, and then I'll do the body and the, what do you call that pole that goes up to the center of a sailboat? I don't know. All right, so got that. I need some white and blue. I'm going to give this a little bit of a stir. I haven't used this one a little bit. Yeah, you can see how thick that is. and I just need to add a bit of water. Some people just use distilled water. I've used plain water with no problem. If you have good water in your area, I'm not really sure what happens, but sometimes people have found that different water qualities may result in your paste getting moldy, but it really hasn't been an issue for me here in Massachusetts. So, hey, if you're watching, if you don't mind, if you would share this video with your friends to see what fun we're having here and how simple it is to use Chalk Couture products, I would absolutely appreciate that so much. So let me get my, this one's a little bit smaller. These are little tiny things I'm working on here today. All right, so I'm gonna do, I think I'll do the sails first, and then I'll do the body like I said before. So I'm going to grab a little bit of that blue on my squeegee, and I'm just going to spread it over the sail on the right side. Try not to interfere with any other areas. So you want to make sure that it's not too thick, but when you're working with a large area, you don't want it too thin either, because it will dry quickly, and you can go back and remove the excess with your squeegee so that you have a nice light coat. So here I'm going to go in with the white and do the sail on the left. I think I might have left the paste on that beach ball just a little too thick. I think that's why it's bugging me. But it's chalk, right? I'm not a perfectionist. It is washable. This will wash right off. I can redo it if I want to. I don't know if I will, but I think it's fine. Scrape that excess off of here, back into the jar. So it's nice because there's very little waste, so all goes right back into the jar to use for another project. And all I have left is my boat body. I guess I don't know my boat terms. So I'm going to cover this. So I'm using the shimmer chalk. It feels a little different than regular chalk. It's almost like a little gritty feeling. And I actually don't really notice it being like shimmery, like glittery at all. Okay, this is the tricky part where I need to have a steady hand. It's a very thin line right there. Doing my best. I'm almost done. I gotta do it. Okay, now we'll peel this up and see how that looks. Okay, I'm gonna go over that white just a little bit more. Looks like it dried before I pulled it up. Okay. That's a hot mess. So what I'll do with this later. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but I got a little blue mixed in with my white. No big deal. I can clean this off. The transfer will wash right off with water, and I will just go right over that white part again to make sure that's a nice clean line. So, hey, it happens. Hello, Jan Porter. How are you today? So let me give this a quick dry, and we'll add the palm trees on the top. Then we are good. Let me cover these. How are you doing today, Jan? I think Jan's one of my people I'm going to see this week to do trucks with, if I'm not mistaken. She's an excellent chalk artist. Making a mess here. Sometimes you get chalk dust on your chalkboard. That's all this is right here. It'll come right off. I could probably blow it off with my hairdryer. So be sure to share this video once again so that we can share Chalk Couture with other people that would like it. All right, here we go with some palm trees. kind of have those just poking out of the top, I think. With the beach ball, kind of in between, I guess. All right, and give that a little rub down. I have something underneath here. It's one of those little pieces of dried chalk that came out of my jar. And for this one, I'm going to be using a color called Bark, as well as the green that we used a little while ago, which was called Parakeet, in case you wondered. So, let's see, I have a green squeegee already. I just need a brown one. Okay, ooh, these are tiny. I'm going to wipe these down and use the small ones again. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to do the stems of the tree, the trunks of the tree, and then I will do the upper part of them after that. And these are very tiny also. Okay, I think I got that. And then I'll do the tops of the trees in the parakeet green. And we will be done with this part, and then all we need to add is the title. So, all right, almost done. I'm going to just take all that thick chalk off and put it back in the jar, and that should be good. Good to go. I can't get it. Jeez, this is drying so fast because I'm working in a really small area. There we go. All right. So we have got a truck full of beachy goodness, and I'm going to show you actually how to fix that sail. Can you see how it's kind of dried around the edges without filling in the sail? I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of how to fix that when that happens, because it's really not a big deal. There's actually two different things I could do. I could wipe it off with my disinfectant wipes or a wet paper towel. Maybe I will get it with a little bit of this. Okay. And then I'm just going to wash the transfer off and do it just that part of the sail over again. So be sure to say hello if you're just joining me. Yep, that was what happened, is I had the paste too thick. I was worried about getting it up in time. So it dried too quickly. Let's see. I'm not going to take the whole thing off. I'm just going to leave part of it like that. Okay. So here's my sailboat. I'm going to pull this down on my screen so you can see me wash this. So I'm just taking a disinfectant wipe. You can also use a paper towel, or you can wash this in your sink with lukewarm water and dry it sticky side up, and then you can use it over and over again. I'm going to flip this over and clean the back side, and this will come right off, no worries. Yeah, normally I would do this in the sink, but it's just that's a little tiny area, so it shouldn't be a big deal, right? Still coming off though. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just take a paper towel, dry paper towel, and lightly brush that. That'll wick up the moisture that may be left behind. And we'll do the same on the back side, and we'll just do that part over again. Okay, here we go. Back to it. This looks like a hot mess right now, doesn't it? But it isn't. Okay, I'm just going to smooth that down over the design. Stay. And let's get a weight back out and fix that right up. Move you back in. There we go. You guys are awfully quiet today. Okay. Back at it. It's really not that much you can't fix when you're using Chalk Couture products, especially if you're working on a chalkboard, because it is just chalk. It goes on wet, dries hard quickly, but it is water soluble, so you can clean it off anytime you want to. You can also seal this. Oh my goodness, I'm having bad luck with this one today. Get that back in there. Okay. Much better. Looks good. All right, so we're gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna clean up this mess a little bit here, because I did make a mess, didn't I? My sponsor calls herself Messy Jessie. I can see why. It can be a little bit messy. Not too bad. Not too bad. It all washes up. I'm gonna let that dry. All right, I'm gonna go with my dryer again and finish up that sailboat. Blow some of that chalk dust off. Alright, that's better. Nice and clean. On my sailboat. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do, and the final thing we're going to do, is our title for Happy Summer. Hello Summer, not Happy Summer. Super cute. So this transfer here is from our Club Couture collection, and if you've been following me for a little while, you might know that Club Couture is kind of like an auto shipment that you can get sent to your house every single month, where they send you a B-size transfer, which is the size of the chalk that I showed you a little while ago. You would get 3 packets of chalk paste. They're kind of like a ketchup packet, a little bit bigger, full of colors that will work with the transfer that you have. You also get video instructions and a PDF file of how to use the transfer that you're getting. And I'm trying also to do lots of demonstrations to show you exactly what you can do with the transfers that you have. Last month, actually, our July shipment was the summer one. I can't think what it said. Oh my gosh, I did it 3 times too, but I did a t-shirt, I did a small board, and I also have a canvas that I am going to be giving away as soon as I have 25 viewers watching my live. So I'm still waiting for that to happen. So be sure to click your share button, write shared in the comments so I'll know that you shared so I can thank you. So anyway, that is $19.99 a month in the United States. I believe it's $26.99 in Canada if you happen to be watching, and that includes free shipping. So it is really fun to get those every month and to see what kinds of things that you can do with it. So this one was from Hello Summer, and it also had a cute pair of sunglasses on the transfer too, so that was a fun one to work with. So this one I've already used before. It is already marked with my name and initials. It has been buzzed. It is ready to go, and I'm just going to try to center this on my board. And since Beth picked it, it's going to be Hello Summer. That looks straight to you guys. Ooh. It's hard to tell, isn't it, from upside down? Okay, I think it is. I'm just going to pick it up for a second. Yeah, that looks good. And I don't know about you guys, but I usually make my titles in white. For some reason, they just kind of pop off the board, and they look wonderful. I'm smoothing out this big transfer. It's not big, but it's bigger than the ones we were using earlier. And I can feel that there's a little bit of stuff on the back here. It's probably a little chalk dust from the last time I used it. And I can just feel that in the bump when I go by it. So I'm going to get that down and grab my white chalk paste, which we have already stirred up. And I'm going to just smooth this all over that design. I try to go in long strokes. Seem to work the best. And after you've done this a while, you kind of get a feel for how much chalk paste you need on your squeegee. but if you have too much, that's okay too, because it goes right back in. And we're going to smooth that out, so we try to get rid of most of the lines. You should be able to see the design pretty well through the chalk paste, which I can right here. See a little bit of line work there, but this is as easy as buttering your toast, right? That is good. More chalk dust. And we're going to peel that right up. Okay. Yeah, I still had something in that E. I wonder what that was. Oh my gosh. Well, this hasn't been a total fail, you guys. I have a couple things that I need to fix on this project, but I think it came out really cute. What do you think? So there are a couple things I wanted to mention to you while I have you. I'm just going to switch my screen a little bit so that I can talk to you face to face. So if I wanted to tell you that I have a VIP group on Facebook where I do sales and demos, and I have things available there that I'm not allowed to promote on my business page, which is where you are right now. So if you are interested in being on my VIP group to hear about specials and things like that, please write VIP in the comments below. If you thought what I do is fun, I get to make a living crafting, which is so much fun. It has been a blessing all around. If that is something that you would like some information about, I would love to hear about, I would like to share some information with you. So you can just write join in the comments below, and I will be sure to message you with a link to my business opportunity group. If you are interested in seeing more about the Club Couture program and getting those adorable transfers shipped to you each and every month, and learning how to make some beautiful designs with those, please write club in the comments, and I again will be getting some information out to you. Does anyone have any questions about anything that I've done today, or any comments? I know it's not perfect, but it's okay. I like it. And you know what? When I'm done with beach time, I will be washing this off and putting some really cute apples in it for September. So that is my message for you today. I hope you enjoyed watching this demonstration. I did get to show you how to fix some things. I showed you a technique, which was fun to do on the sandcastle. And if you have any questions, be sure to just let me know what those are in the comments, and I will get back to you ASAP. Have a wonderful day, and thank you again for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.